Most people believe that when you are dealing with estate planning, that you deal with a lawyer, an accountant, and a financial planner. The lawyer to draft up your will and any legal forms you need to fill out. The accountant's going to deal with the taxes and tax planning, and the financial planner is going to help manage all your finances and plan for your finances. Well, there's a fourth professional that needs to be included in your financial planning, and that is a certified personal property appraiser. I'm Daniel Glazier, and I'm a certified personal property appraiser, and I value stuff for a living. So that's what I want to talk about today. It's estate planning. And I don't want to talk about what the lawyers do and what the accountants do and financial planners. That's not my lane. I want to talk about the stuff inside the house. That's the stuff outside the house. And I think people do a pretty good job of that stuff. But where people aren't doing a great job is the stuff inside the house. And that's why we need to start using appraisers to help us with that. Before we get started, I'm going to tell a story. I had a client call me and she said, Dan, I'd like to hire you to do an appraisal. It's for estate planning purposes. I said, great. I went to the location and she had a list. There's about 20 to 30 items. There was some jewelry, some artwork, and some antiques. We went through it. I always like to do jewelry last. So we did the antiques and we did the artwork and then it came to the jewelry. I was going all through the jewelry. And then there's the last piece was this little bracelet, little cute bracelet, little hearts on it. And I was looking at it. I'm looking for markings and to see, is it gold? Is it silver? What is it? And there's no marking. When I looked at it closer, this is costume jewelry. This isn't, real. There's no precious metals in it. So I said, we really don't need to include this. It's probably only worth $10, $20 at the most. And she looked me in the eyes and she got a little bit serious and she said, you need to include this. She said, you have no idea the problems this bracelet caused in my mother's estate, which I was an executor of. I was like, okay. And it stuck with me. It really got me going on this whole kick, I guess I'm on, about we have to really start doing a really better job of estate planning and how little people involve an appraiser, and not just appraiser, making a plan for their stuff before they pass on so it's not causing all these issues with their families afterwards. And that's how I came up with the VHS system with your most valuable, your heirlooms and your sentimental items. Initially, when I was, started thinking, I was always thinking as an appraiser, just the valuable stuff. And then I thought lots of antiques might not have a lot of value, but people, they want them passed down. So that was the sort of the heirlooms. And I didn't put a lot of thought into the sentimental part of it. That's where that bracelet didn't have monetary value, but definitely had sentimental value for somebody. That's where I realized that it's a VHS system. She didn't realize that she had done the VHS system ahead of time. And the VHS system is where you take a list of all the items that you own and you write down your valuable items, the family heirlooms, your sentimental items, and then you narrow it down. You go through the list after you've talked to some family, after you put a lot of thought into it. Once you have that list, this is where the fourth professional, the certified professional appraiser, comes in. You have this list of anywhere between 10 to probably 30, 40 items. Get the appraiser in. That way you're going to know what the true fair market values are. You're going to have better descriptions of the items. But the most important things, once you get an appraisal report from an appraiser, you're now going to make the decisions of these items. You're going to probably decide there's some items that you're just going to sell or donate because nobody really wants them. You thought they wanted them. You're going to identify items that these are the problem items where 2 or 3 family members want the same item. You're going to make a decision who gets it. You don't want them fighting over it. Or you might decide, I'm going to sell this, give it away, donate this ahead of time so it doesn't cause a problem. But that's the whole point. And that's how you involve an appraiser beforehand. 80% of my business is dealing with an estate after people have passed on. And that's fine. And that's all part of the process. But that's where I see a lot of fighting too, people not getting along. Where I see little arguing and fighting is when somebody has made a plan ahead of time and it's pretty detailed who gets what. It's much, much easier for the executor. Much easier. And that's the point of a lot of this and a lot of what I talk about is I see how hard it is to be an executor. Let's make it easier for them. We want our family to not fight. We want our families to get along with good estate planning. That's the point of all this. There's the VHS system. Use it. It will help. Get an appraiser in to help you take all that information and then make a plan. Put that in your will. Get the appraiser in to help you. You're going to save your family a lot of time, energy, and money. You're making a plan. You're making a plan for your items before you pass. So after you pass, less strife, less grief for your family. Thank you so much. Daniel Glazier, the Value Stuff podcast. Make sure an appraiser is part of your estate planning journey. Thank you. Everyone, take care.